We have with us Madam Manju Vani from Tata Projects, and she is the managing trustee for the Tata Projects Trust, as well as she's looking after all the CSR initiatives of Tata under this foundation that they have. She's got a huge experience in CSR. She's been associated with Tata Projects and the CSR initiatives of Tata Group past 11 years, and she's heading it currently. And she was working in Mumbai earlier in several other CSR initiatives of company. I request Madam to join us for this session, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I just want to start off as Professor Rath has spoken about Tatas. So it's true, and we have been into this CSR. It's almost for the past 100 years. One of the examples is the Jamshedpur. So you go anywhere in and around Jamshedpur, you find they're talking about Tata Steel, because they have laid the livelihoods of all those communities in and around Jamshedpur. It's almost, yeah. So you can see our founders, from the beginning itself, they had the heart for the community. So they say always, whatever you do, first is the community and then is the business. So Tatas are never for business first, but we are first for the community. So we, in and around our project areas of work, we always first see how the community is comfortable and how they are grown up, and then we look for the business. So before even we start the project site, we look for the community and we help them out. That's the way of Tatas, what we do in Tatas. Yeah. So the vision of Tata Projects, coming to Tata Projects, vision is to improve the quality of the lives of the community in general, and we also have a specific program for the Affirmative Action Committee. This is a program which is started with the Government of India, asking all the private companies to take up support to the SC, STs. So this is where we are very seriously working on this program also, along with in line with the CSR. So we have our objectives as one, and we have a focus area. And we are not been doing this for the sake of the act or the bill, whatever has come now in place. This has been done by Tatas and Tata Projects for the years when we started the company itself, way forward. So initially we were doing the philanthropic way about 20 years back, but then we started a strategical way of working on the CSR, which is now already into a proper system which is running in the companies. So we are into 3 focus areas which we have been doing this for past many years. That is the water and sanitation and skill development and education. While water, we started off during the tsunami. We were the first to put up a desal plant, because in Nagpattinam there is no water to drink. The people were drinking all salted water. So that is a time when we had designed a plan for converting the salt water into a safe drinking water. And we put up the first plant during tsunami in Nagpattinam. Then we got it striked us that, yeah, this is the right thing which we can do to the community. So we started off with providing the safe drinking water. We started developing the RO plants and desalination plants in Tata Projects. That's how it started off. And yes, the skill development, it started off because we have a core. We are into construction skills. We have a core expertise in our employees who can contribute to the development of the skills to the youth. And we are concentrating on the skills for the youth in construction skills, so that we can give linkage to the employment. And also the industries are lacking a lot of skilled manpower, which we are linking the skills to the industry, where the industry also is getting a good manpower, and also the youth are getting some jobs with these skills in hand. And education is a part where we are trying to upgrade the education systems in the schools, especially the government schools, which is not in a very high conditions as of now. The next. So we have a very systematic governance system where our board also has reviews CSR, not only now, it's not from now, it's from way forward, from last 20 years we have been doing this. And also we have various committees who reviews the programs, who reviews the budget and everything. And we have coordinators, each regional coordinators who are the volunteers also. And we have a huge volunteer base, which Tata Group itself is having a volunteering activity every year, 2 times in 2 months, where they call for volunteering. So all the employees, send mails and we ask employees to participate in the volunteering. Apart from that, we have volunteers who go on every Sundays to these youth and to train them and teach them and all this, with very passionate volunteering in Tatas, because this has been embedded in their systems from the beginning. So it's the DNA of all the employees who feel, I need to volunteer, I have to volunteer, and they start individually volunteering for the CSR activities. It's not that the CSR activity is done only by the departments, by a big team and by a big this. We have, all this is done through volunteering. Most of it is done by volunteering. So even our leadership team is very much involved in all our programs. So all the leadership team is invited during the programs. They spend time with the children, they counsel the children, they distribute kits to the children, and scholarships are given. In fact, the chairman of our companies give away the scholarships during a board meeting. So this is, to that level of volunteering is done with the senior management of Tata Groups. Next. Yeah, so now how we have started with the strategy. So basically what we started off is, we wanted to link the skill development to our, it's not only our business, it's an industry as a business as a whole. So we wanted to make the business sustainable, because we have observed that a lot of unskilled labor has been worked in the project sites with the contractors who are getting in just unskilled labor and getting the work done. So a lot of rework is happening. So we thought we need to bring in better skills. That's one thing. And the second thing is, a lot of youth have been dropped out from the schools. You know, you find huge number of youth everywhere across India. You go to the tribal areas and you go to this one. There's so much of youth who are not having the opportunity to go for higher education because of various reasons. One of the most important are either financial is one of the thing. Second is they don't have proper schools and colleges in close by vicinity. So this is the reason many youth, you know, you have seen youth drop out. And these youth later on, because they don't have employment, they may go for other practices. So we wanted to stop all this. That's the reason we want to bring in the youth into the mainstream of getting into jobs to them or self-employment to them. This is where we started off the employability skill training. For past 20 years we have been doing this, and now we are doing it more strategically. We have set up many centers. We are having centers in Orissa, we are having centers in Srikakulam. Strategically we have put up centers in the backward areas, so that we can get more and more youth into these systems. And not only that, we also 100% placement we provide to them. So we speak to various contractors and construction skills, not only Tata Projects contractors, we also speak to other contractors. We tell them that, look, we are training these youth, you give them on the job training for 15 days, they'll do free of this one to you, so that the boys also will get training there, and then after 15 days you give them a job. So they are also happy, because 15 days they're getting manpower whom they can get some work done. And after that, these boys also happy because they're getting a job in that company. So this is how we have started the program of giving them jobs, so that more and more all these boys can be observed in the jobs. The second thing is water. So we are trying to provide safe drinking water to the community across India, because there is lot of water, the groundwater is deflated. So there is lot of issues in the groundwater. Many of them are getting kidney issues and a lot of health issues and everywhere, especially in most, especially Srikakulam areas, lot of kidney problems, Telangana, Andhra and Maharashtra. So all these areas, what we have been doing is we are providing RO plants. So previously what it was like, some donors used to take and provide the RO plants. But then we found that after 1 year these RO plants were not working. So this is where we brought in a sustainable model called the social entrepreneurship model, which I'll take you through in the next slide. And not only that, in that particular rural community, wherever we are providing water, we also do awareness creation on clean sanitation and hygiene, because this is the areas where most of them are not aware of the utilization of the, while there are many toilets constructed, but there's many places there's no water for the toilets. So what we do is this, we are connecting the reject of the water of the RO plants to the community toilets and the school toilets, so that they'll have better water facility for the toilets and it will be clean sanitation. And also educate the children on hygiene and cleanliness. So we have lot of, and to do this we are bringing in the local Kalajata teams, because what is happening is the local Kalajata is that art and play, what they do this lot of acting and all this in the villages, but now nobody is, they're not paid for it. So we are trying to bring back their community, this one into the, this one, by giving them our basic needs of what awareness creation has to be done to the script is given to them, they have been taught, and we pay them per quarter, you have to go and do this many villages. So we are, everywhere we are bringing them into the focus, so that they are also getting paid for this program and creating awareness to the local villages. It is again a sustainable model where we brought in this model. And education is the part where our volunteers themselves go every Sundays and they teach all the students on whatever subjects they are weak on, maths, science, physics. And today these students whom we have adopted way back when they were in primary schools, they are all joined engineering and degree colleges and they have been studying. We are encouraging them to continue their higher education by giving them scholarships, by giving them the educational kits, by giving them additional teachers, and plus coaching from our volunteers. And also we give computer literacy from our IT department, from our companies. So this is how our volunteers also involved into these programs. So all this is not possible with we alone doing it. So we have been partnering with various partners to impart all these programs, because to scale up the programs and to do have a more impactful activities, we need to partner. Otherwise it's not possible only individually doing something. So we are trying to partner with various partners across India, with all of them, and we are trying to scale up the activities. So this is how we are having a partnership model. We have MOUs with various NGOs, organizations, companies, partners, Tata Group, companies, everywhere. So in skill development, we are basically focusing on construction skills and tower erection, because tower erection is a TND tower, high transmission line tower, which do not have much manpower to construct those towers. So we are trying to bring in these youth, to train these youth and get into that job. And also we are trying to do RO technicians, because there are a lot of RO plants put up across India, but there are no technicians. So we are training a lot of technicians and putting them in the system as a cluster-wise this one, so that they are also getting a job very easily. And also we are doing entrepreneurship development program. This is a program which is going into the villages, and we are not bringing out the students from the villages, from the local areas. We go there, we give them entrepreneurship development programs for 1 month. After that, they start their own enterprises. So they start their own businesses. And we also encourage, support them by linking them to the banks for the financials, and then helping them out to overcome all the issues what they have when they are starting the setup. So today we have people work around, they're earning around 8 lakhs as per month their income from the businesses, which they were nothing long back, way back when before they started this program. So that's where we have started this program, and we are also trying to bring this program to the tribal areas, because in tribal areas what is happening is there's lot of product which is not, they are not able to sell it to the market, because it's very costly for them to get it out, and the middlemen are just, they are giving them at a very low cost. So these people are not able to sell, and they are not able to retain the profits what they have to get. So what we started doing is, we are training the youth from those villages and giving them marketed linkages for their products. Example, if is in a tribal area where there is a pineapple or there is a jackfruit which is been just rotten and thrown away. So today what they are doing is, we are putting up processing units through these youth whom we are training, and they are buying the local products and processing it and selling it to the markets. So this is how we are trying to keep the local people at their own locations and get better business opportunities to them. So it's a two-way. Wherever we are trying to do some intervention, we are trying to make it a two-way intervention. So it's not that one single way. So that's how we are trying to work on skills across. So this is what we have been doing. Some photographs, if you can see, of our skill development training programs. Yeah. And now coming to water. So water, I told we are doing safe drinking water through RO plants and desalination plants. And also we are connecting the reject water to the sanitation at the same villages. And we are doing awareness creation on the clean sanitation and water. So we have almost impacted 10 lakh people this last year. So as a part of water, Tata Group itself has taken up water very seriously. So it's called Tata Water Mission. So as part of Tata Water Mission, we are trying to, we have two parts in that. One is safe drinking water and the other is water for lives. So Tata Projects is working with Tata Water in the group as safe drinking water. So what we have started, as I told you, there was initially the RO plants were put up, but then all were just getting closed after 1 year. There was because no one to maintain the plant, that's the issue. But the donor comes one time, he donates and he goes away. So after that it's not maintained. So there were issues. And then what we tried to do is we brought in a social entrepreneurship model. You can go to the next slide. So this social entrepreneurship model, what we created is, we identify a location where there's a water problem. We identify all local entrepreneur who is from the poor background, who is a youth or some old person who is not having a job or somebody. We try to facilitate 50% as interest-free loan to him, and 50% we try to facilitate bank loans. We have tied up with various banks for this. And then we bring in, and he'll buy the RO plant, we'll install the RO plant to him, we'll train him on operations and maintenance of the RO plant, and then also we will talk to the panchayat, and we have a agreement between the panchayat and the entrepreneur. We facilitate this also. After that, we mobilize the people, we tell the people, we give awareness, we tell them why you should drink this water, what is a necessity and what is your water condition. We test the water, we show them the water realities there. After that, what we do is, we tell him to sell the water at 4 or 5 rupees 20 liters. So he earns, he takes some user charges from the community, which is very low cost to the community also, and plus he is also getting some benefit out of it. After that, what we hands-hold him, and we try to create awareness by these Kalajatas every quarterly to the community there to have this water drinking and also clean sanitation. And in that turn, he maintains the RO plant. We tell him how he has to maintain, and every month how he has to do. So he maintains, and it continues for 6 to 7 years. He'll not have a problem for the RO plant. Yeah. So this is the model which we brought in, and today he is earning around 20 to 30,000 per month by providing the safe drinking water to the community at the local areas. Yeah. Next. So these are some of the pictures of these beneficiaries. Yeah, that's it. Thank you all.
No question?
Take questions after both of you.
No, because this is lost. Because her point is lost. I think short question is better.
Okay, sure.
Because if you ask, the two is different. Anybody? Or I have a question if nobody has.
Sure, sir.
Nobody has question? You ask? Nobody.
Yeah.
The maintenance activity will be done by the company or government activity?
No, this we are not handing over to the Gram Panchayat. This we are handing over to the entrepreneur, but with an agreement with the Gram Panchayat that allowing him to work in that village for 7 years. We have a 7 years agreement with the Gram Panchayat. After 7 years, it is again mutual understanding between the entrepreneur and the Gram Panchayat to extend that agreement. That also we write in the agreement. If both of them agree, they'll extend the agreement. Nothing. Gram Panchayat is giving us the room, electricity and bore. Yeah. Maintenance and all, he has to maintain through this amount what he's collecting, the user charges. So we help him out.
Commercial.
No, from the entrepreneur. He
earns money.
He earns money, you know. So from that money we ask him to keep a part for the
He has to bear the
maintenance.
cost.
Yes, yes.
Commercial project.
It's a commercial, very viable project. This is not a 2%, this one. This is total. Yeah. This is not a part of a 2%.
This is beyond, yeah.
This is beyond 2%. This we are spending almost. Yeah, 2% is our very small amount. We are, each Tata company has their own 2% separately. Yeah. Actually, see, I'll tell you, Tata actually what it does in 65% of profits of the Tata group goes to the trust. So this is 65% of all Tata group. So only the balance amount goes to Tata Sons. So this is the policy which Tatas are having right from 100 years. And every
Madam, this is, repeat, 65%?
65% of all the Tata group, Tata company's profits goes to the Tata's trust. Trust, Tata Group Trust. 65%
Of all profits?
yes, goes to Tata's trust. And that trust is not having a mandated for this 2%. So they have beyond that. So they all that money they spend on the community. SRTT. So SRTT. Yes, so it goes across India, various states. Like Andhra Pradesh, we have taken 265 villages as support. Yes, we give it to the project wise. So Tata Water Mission is a water project which we are spending crores of rupees on that from Tata Group. Law is a separate thing. So the 2% we are again spending as per the law. Apart from this is nothing to do with this one. Yeah. So it is 3 years average profit is 2%. No. So example. No, separate. Company separate hai. Yeah. It's individual companies. No, it is all individual companies. Example, Tata Projects.
Let me explain you. Wherever the balance sheet for the industry is being made separately, where the what profit is being derived, 2% of that net profit for a particular
Company.
for the company is to be used under the section 130.
Yes.
You see, the law is very language. Every company, moment your company, you are every company.
So like example, TCS.
All companies.
TCS is having separate. Tata Power is having separate. Tata Projects is having separate. 2% is separate again. Every company is spending 2%.
By itself.
It's individual board through board. We have a board. We have has a board separate.
Of course.
Yes. Total pata nahi, but as an example like Tata Projects is very less because it's a small company. It is around 3 crores. But Tata Steel, Tata Power, Tata Motor, Tata Chemicals all are 300 crores. 350 crores. Tata TCS, the 600 crores. Each company. Yes. बहुत सारा होता है. उसका individual they'll do nothing.
Company on its own has to face the law.
They face on their own. That is a Tata Trust.
That is a foundation.
No, that is a Tata Trust.
Trust.
That is the 65% of the profit which goes to Tata Trust is given to Tata Projects for this Tata Water Mission project. So that's a different thing. That's not a 2%. That is the extra amount what we are spending in Tatas.
In fact, to clarify, I think they are spending more than 2%.
More than
Yes.
2%.
Not a problem. Not a problem. There's not an issue at all.
For us, it's not at all.
Not an issue at all.
It is otherwise. Even spending it from the trust, since the law has come in, they have started adding 2% more.
Additional.
to this.
Addition.
Correct. You told it right. This law has
So,
come. you put it.
may I
My
request
point
Raj
was
sir had a
Just
question.
thought, do you have any external third-party evaluation of your CSR initiatives?
Yeah. So all our CSR and affirmative action initiatives, we have within Tata Group a process where they send assessors to come and do the assessment of example Tata Projects. We get assessors from various other Tata Group companies
As a cross.
to across.
Function.
They,
Cross, I mean, One
Yes.
company assesses other company.
They come to other company. And they do, we have a systematic assessment where we have to submit the application, what we are doing. They come and give us marks and points where we are, and they give us also how we are doing, how you have to improve, and what are the, yeah.
One company does assess other company. I think PSUs can
As a
do-
group, as a group. they do.
First, NMDC does for IOC,
Yes,
IOC does for
yes.
NMDC.
No, Tata only, but even other Tata companies, we have impact assessment from external agencies also. We do that also.
I think
Also-
this is for the
also-
trust activities, right, madam? You're talking about the assessment of trust activities, Tata
No,
trust
even
activities.
companies.
Even
also
companies
assessed.
activities?
Tata group companies also assessed. It's a must, mandated.
Okay, okay.
And we have a MIS, total Tata Group MIS, where all Tata Group companies' data is entered into that MIS. Today, if I open the MIS, I can see what each of the Tata Group company, around 80 companies, have done in their individual areas of these beneficiaries. We have a total data collection of all of them.
That is something.
Reaching the demands of the villagers,
Yeah.
delivering to the projects. Still your company is facing any problems, villages problems like environmental problems.
Actually, since we are not a company who is into the dislocation of the people and all, we don't have faced much of the problem, because we go to a customer, we construct this one and come out. So we had some issues like NMDC, we had some issues there, then we sorted it out, and we had in Kalinganagar. People came and ransacked our offices because of other issues, they were displaced. But what we started doing is, we took those youth from those tribal areas, we trained them under entrepreneurship development program, and we gave them as suppliers, we gave them business into our own this one. So then they totally changed their this one approach. And after 1 year, they became so friendly to us. So this is how we always have. Initially we have, but then we overcome that through our activities. So that's it.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. You really gave a comprehensive
Thank you very much.
presentation about Tatas, ma'am. And we have been fascinated to hear about Tatas, because Tatas, we know how much impact they have been making in states like Orissa and all. So really, thank you. May I request Dr. Poonam Singh to please present a memento to madam? Thank you, ma'am. I know we are hurrying and rushing through with the next speaker. We have Dr. Arun Kumar Rath. He is the Dean and Executive Education and International Relations person from IMI New Delhi. He is also heading the Center for Corporate Governance and Social Responsibility. He joined Indian Administrative Service in 1973, and he has been a distinguished civil servant over three decades. He has been a Secretary to Government of India, Ministry of HRD. Dr. Rath contributed to enactment of the long-awaited Right to Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. Dr. Rath served as a director in leading public sector steel companies including SAIL, NMDC, Mekon, Vizag Steel, and as an independent director in boards of Coal India, Mahanadi Coalfields, Manganore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited. He introduced major reforms to corporate governance and social responsibility in Indian public sector organizations. His areas of specializations include corporate governance, board dynamics, role of independent directors, corporate social responsibility, business ethics, risk management, and many more. He has trained more than 2,000 executives and managers and over 200 CEOs and directors, including executives from 60 different countries. So that is something worth mentioning, sir. And as a part of IPE, sir, we are greatly indebted to you, because since 2010 we have established a Center for CSR, and whenever we had wanted the help of Dr. Rath, he has been readily accepting it and has always been a supporting instrument to the Center for CSR, sir. So without taking much time, may I request sir to address our participants, please.
Thank you, Sulagna. Now, friends, when I speak to you, I'll be speaking in my capacity as a former director in leading steel companies, as a former joint secretary, Department of Public Affairs, as a former independent director in leading Maharatna, Navaratna companies, and also as a current professor teaching CSR and corporate governance. So many capacities. Now I have been given the task of discussing about the board responsibility and particularly embedding CSR into business strategy. Whatever I speak and whatever I speak about public enterprises, should be my experience as I have encountered in running public enterprises and managing them, and also teaching the subject from the academic point of view. So as I told you, I'll begin from there, that public enterprises in India are like giant flying machines waiting to fly, but bound down to ground by the owners who seem to have created them. Some owners have created, they themselves have bound them down to the ground. So how does the machine fly? The basic problem. And unless machine flies, you are not going to achieve the objectives. That's the biggest problem, and same problem remains also in the field of CSR. Now let me tell you, there's a lot of confusion about CSR. In fact, people have been using all kinds of terminology about CSR. Business ethics, corporate citizenship, sustainability. In fact, in this hall, maybe the old campus, we had some professor from New Zealand. We discussed about, I talked about CSR, they talked about sustainability. And we didn't know what they are talking, and I didn't know what I am talking. After half an hour time, I asked them, tell me what you do, and they asked me, tell me what you do. So I told what we do in India, and they told what they're doing in New Zealand. We found it's same. CSR and sustainability are same. Only you are using different terms. There is slight variation, but basically, philosophically, you are exchanging the words. Somebody came to do doctorate under me. The lady, she said, I want to do on CSR. I said, do. After 6 months time, she said, I want to do on corporate citizenship. I said, explain the two terms first before you change topic. So my fancy topic is citizenship. Fine. So these are exchangeable. There's a problem. And when somebody uses different terminology, don't get swayed away. They're basically, philosophically, on same side. The issue is, these are non-financial objectives. Because company has been created with the objective of earn profit. Profit has to earn because shareholders want dividends. Now their objectives beyond profit, which are for stakeholders. They are given these terms, but basically they are the same side of the spectrum, friends. Now, I will not deal much. Till 70, CSR is a new concept. Till 70, people did talk of CSR. People talk of only profits. Profit maximization is the objective. And the theory of Freeman in 84, that you have groups of individuals, institutions who affect the company. So don't think only shareholders are the only groups which are affecting you. People who are not shareholders, without providing money to you, they are affecting your work. So they are the stakeholders. So the concept of stakeholder came, and definitions came for corporate governance. Like first one was that the objective of corporate governance is to give return to investment. That's all. But then we found, no, there are stakeholders also who are waiting to get benefit from you. Otherwise, they'll affect your work, and you have a problem. So the definition which Birla Committee gave is a comprehensive one, where shareholders were taken as a part of the stakeholder group. They are also stakeholders, but along with them, many more came. And if society is a stakeholder, then CSR follows. So CSR is outcome of good corporate governance. CSR doesn't exist in vacuum. Okay? Now this is a, Carroll gave a pyramid that you have to have 4 parts CSR. First part is economic. That means you must earn profit. You can say, I am doing a lot of social work. but no profit. Wrong. Your first job is to do economic responsibility and by legal means. Then CSR or philanthropy may come. Now friends, I'll run through, I don't want to waste time. Now this is voluntary, all over the world is voluntary. India has done experiment, but we should not be swayed away by law and think that 2% spending is very short-sighted. I get really very irritated when people say CSR is 2%. It is just one aspect of CSR. That should be kept in mind. Okay? Now, in fact, ethics, CSR, and sustainable development are all on the same line. Does the company want to pursue objectives which are other than profits? Yes. If it is so, then you must be ethical. You must be responsible to society. You must do sustainable development because these are non-financial objectives. Okay? Now, so therefore, the three-part model, economic, social, and all must be balanced, then you are a sustainable company. Therefore, if you want to see what is the purpose of a corporation, first is profit. Don't be having any second thought that profit is the primary concern. But along with profit, the other objectives also come into picture as the composite objective. Now, why do companies spend on CSR? Extremes. I will not go in detail, but one theory says instrumental. I spend on CSR to earn more money because I can win over the stakeholders. The last point says, no, I am spending money only as ethics. I give money to blind relief society. Return is nothing. So either you are instrumental or ethical or in between. And when a company spends money, maybe all the points are there. Maybe it's partly ethical, partly instrumental, because I am spending money on CSR to get more profit. Also is there. And you can't find fault with that. Okay? Very beautiful study. If your CSR policy is one, but you are doing practice is different, is a conflict between your CSR policy and your practice, what happens? Case study of 4 companies, Coca-Cola, Apple, Walmart, Canon. They all had a great, grandiose policy of CSR, but all violated it. There is serious crisis in the stock market, law cases, and they had to really come to grief and modify their policies. They were doing what is called greenwashing. Greenwashing is a concept where you say, my fumes are there. Fumes are coming out. I paint the fumes green. Whom are you cheating? It's like saying that my water goes to the river, but I have a great conference how to protect the rivers. I mean, that kind of thing, greenwashing. So companies were doing greenwashing. All the 4 companies were doing greenwashing. So they found that the stakeholders didn't accept that. The share price fell. There is a huge problem of business. So they revised their policy and they had to have a more, the policy and the practice had to be on the same line. What you declare, you must do it. Otherwise you have serious business crisis. Not by law, but by compulsion from the stakeholders. This point I am making. The stakeholders are now compelling companies to go for CSR or ethical practices. Now friends, now today, I'll skip over this. I skip over this. Now law. You know, I told you, first part in the law, you say at least 2% be spent. And second part say if you can't spend, give reasons. What's the meaning of that? So average spending has been 1.4% for last so many years. After law has come also, it's not 2%. So this law is very weak and defective. And the items given there are so many, but people are not spending money on that. People are spending education, health. Generally, very few are spending other items. Okay? Now, PSUs. We are only PSU, most of our PSUs. It's not very good. In fact, the PSU study says that it was 2013, of course, slightly old, but even in 13, after DP guidelines came, you are not spending half the money that you are budgeting. Okay? This is a study from Economic Times. Why? Because you do not have so many things. You are doing so many things and then do CSR. You are a plant manager, or also do CSR. You are in charge of communication, also do CSR. There's no separate wing for CSR, no separate thought for CSR, because it's additionality. Oh, you're doing it, do this also. I mean, this, this is not my language. Economic Times surveyed and gave reasons. And with delay in budget allocation, all these things, I will not, I have to skip many things. Okay, friends. Now, base component. Now, this survey of 2013, 15, last year, what is so? Look at this, 13 versus 14. The PSUs don't figure anywhere. PSUs were leaders earlier. They've slipped back. We must think why they've slipped back. Okay? This is important. They are measuring how you are utilizing funds, not just spending, but the impact creation is also important. That we totally overlook in a setup like PSUs. Okay, again is falling back. Now, key findings are average spending of PAT is 1.4%. After law has come, also 1.4%. Now, I'll run through, go to last one. Okay. My theory would be that CSR should be part of your strategy. CSR should not be afterthought. Like, I always give example of, suppose you are baking a cake. Okay? You have to put sugar. Now, one way is that you prepare a cake. After cake is made, you said, oh, something I have forgotten. What? Decoration. So you bring some sugar, make something, and put a icing on the cake. Often CSR is an icing on the cake. Everything is over, then bring CSR in. And after 31st March, put CSR there. My theory is that CSR should be like sugar, which you mix right at the beginning, before the project starts. So your project should have a CSR embedded into it. We don't do it. So your strategy must be conforming to CSR right from day one, which is rarely done. Okay, friends, I think I'll close now. The last slide, which will take time. If I have action plan for the board, this 10-point action plan. Okay, first and foremost, board ownership. Unfortunately, boards do not own CSR. Even the board subcommittee of independent directors, they are not owning CSR. They are having a routine approach. Just tell the GM CSR to draft a report for the boardroom. Report is drafted, they have got so many other items. Also they see, oh, done something, yes. Sir, it's about 1.9%. Oh, 1%, what is left? Now we'll do it, sir, 31st March. So board is not owning it. In fact, I go to many places. What is happening is now, the people and the stakeholders say, this project has come from government, not from company, because most of the money is being given to district magistrates. Either he is asking for it, or you are happily giving it. Both are wrong. And when the work is done, people say, oh, we don't know, who are you? Whereas the CSR money was spent to build your image. But your image is not there. The stamp of government. So I think time has come when you should get out of the syndrome of spending your money through government agencies. I don't mean to say that you don't involve government agencies, but handing over the money entirely and waiting for handing over the money. In fact, many companies said, yes, sir, let's give the entire money to PM Relief Fund. They should spend. It is lost because your money is being spent for your image building, not for anybody else's. Now, therefore, board must own it, have a policy, dynamic policy, review it every year, make modifications, have action plan, and board must drive it right from day one onwards. Then 2, your business strategy must contain CSR from day one, not afterthought. 3, corporate culture. I told you in this room that others don't know. We don't know what they are doing. That CSR is entire company's contribution. So every company official should feel proud that my company is doing this work for the people. So there's no sensitization, no communication, no involvement of employees. In fact, typical case I found is one NGO went to a company and we wanted to get some money from the CSR office. So he asked an employee that, where is your CSR wing? I said, what is CSR wing? I don't know. He said, true case. NGO told me. I don't know what is CSR wing. Then, okay, you are from which organ? I am NGO. Oh, NGO, go there, 6th floor, last room, their money is given. So we have taken CSR as a money distribution for NGO. I mean, it's wrong. So that have to stop. So people don't know that they are doing good things for society. They should be proud about it. Next, internally CSR. The people should feel. There are many companies. One gentleman's at Toyota company is doing research under me on employee volunteerism. Every employee wants to work. Many of them want to work. Some of them want to work. If they want to work outside, to a village, to adult center, to some social work, something, can you not help, can you not encourage them? That I give you 2 months a leave every month, a special leave. You go and teach in a school. There are many. In fact, global companies are doing a lot of encouragement to the employees to go and do social work. At companies, cost in the sense of casual leave, whatever, nothing else. So that policy must be there. Employee volunteerism is something which must come. Then, wing of dedicated. Now, there are so many wings, CSR is dumped there. Never do it. You must have a separate wing of CSR. Now, when I tell managers, they say, sir, tell our CMDs. I say, I also tell your CMDs. But CMDs come to my programs also. In Director Conclave, I tell that please do these things in your company. Okay. Now, selection of partnership agencies. Who are the partnership agencies? Because you are a specialist in plant management. What do you know about society's needs? How do you know about society's needs? Well, you must go and find out how. Then shall I close my plant and go there to find out the society needs? So you must have agencies who are specialized to find out needs society and help you. That you don't have. You must have a dedicated wing and personnel who are experienced in the work in the field of CSR. Now this is the last one, so maybe 2 minutes. Sulagna? Okay. Then CSR activities. Now, my complaint is that after the law, CSR has become a fund for constituencies. I am the power. So this was my constituency. Don't go. In fact, there was a live case of a powerful minister who tell the CMD of a Maharashtra company, this money is mine. You can't spend elsewhere. And the CMD was getting extension. So he had to do it. So it becomes a dedicated fund for a constituency. So unfortunately, if the independent directors in the boardroom, they start sitting and selecting projects, this will stop. Because they can resist. So pressure from the owners, pressure from the high-ups is something we have to withstand. And there the independent directors must come very handy. The board must come in. Board should say, no, I will not do it. Come what may. And there the board committees become very, very important in withstanding pressure from the powerful people. Then implement CSR in project mode. No, CSR is done. How much? Oh, how much money you need? Do a project. What is the objective? Beginning, end, time period, money spent, and objective. You must specify. Otherwise, you go to village, how much money you need? No, 1 lakh. Oh, 1 lakh, you come back. Next day, oh, another 50,000. Like they said, somebody asked, money is given once with a project mode. That money was in project mode. So that is very important. We are not doing it. And then outcome impact. Third party evaluation, your evaluation, anybody's evaluation, somebody has to measure what is the outcome. Is it creating impact? We are losing in the PSU front because we are not bothered about the impact and outcome. But other companies spending less money, Mahindra spent less money, but they are on top, number 1 company, because their impact is very important. Nanikali, they create impact. So then last one, audit communication to stakeholders. Audit is a must. Audit your internal audit, outside, whatever, is up to you. Because CSR friends are leading to a lot of abuse of funds, I must say. I know cases where CSR funds are abused by, again, people who are powerful in the company. That has to be stopped and ultimately tell stakeholders what you are doing. That, I thought, is a 10-point action plan, and all the elements are necessary. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Of the company, and it is our will and wish, Wills and Francis of us, to spend the way it should be beneficial to the public. Isn't it, sir? Yes. But the things are different. Lot of people are involved in this. Village Gram Panchayat is there, politicians are there, state government authorities are there, so on and so forth. So in this aspect, in village, if you pick up a work, one group people request for doing the work, other group of people, they will against for doing that work. So there the intervention of MLA is very much essential. Then, in one village there are some 10 works, like that neighboring villages there may be 5 or 10, whatever it is. In each and every village there may be 10 works. All the 10 works of each village and other villages also cannot be done at a stretch. So again, the intervention of DC will come. So DC has to select the works. So based on that only, amount outlay has to be fixed. So because of these things, it will take time. So we cannot just go on doing the village as per our Wills and Francis. It is very difficult, I mean. So it creates problems sometimes. So whereas for private companies, that's a different issue. Because there is only one command, and with that command they can go ahead. It would be a bit easier in comparison with PSU. This is my opinion.
Okay, no, I was at the beginning. Minority dissenter. The law has done more damage than good. And the sufferers are PSUs. Because suppose you don't want to spend 2%, your board meets in a private company. Exactly. So the company, the board will meet in a private company and say that we are expanding our plant, we are expanding our projects, so this year we will spend only 0.5%. You are giving reason. Reasons are to be given. But no PSU board can give this kind of reasons that I will spend less than 2%, because the law is detrimental, has become indirectly detrimental to PSUs. Instead of helping them, because a word from Department of Public Affairs is enough, without law also. 2010 ATP guidelines, they are enough. We want to obey that without law. So this law, I think, was neither necessary nor helpful. It only creates a sense that the departmental powers have got a fund to spend. That's an unfortunate thing. It is not a fund for a particular party or a particular group or particular minister. It is fund which companies to spend for the image building and helping society. So that is totally, in fact, now the time has come, because the act has not helped. You are spending 1.4%, not even 2%. So whom are you fooling? So the act has done no good to PSUs particularly, because PSUs are bound on even by a government direction. You write one letter, they spend 2%, they'll spend 2%. The act was not necessary for, so my lone voice, I am a dissenter, but I think this is doing more damage. And ultimately people say, oh sir, let us give money to PM Relief Fund. You know, what you are saying, ultimately go money to PM Relief Fund. If now there's a propensity to pay money to PM Relief Fund, how much is it, 2%? Now 5 crore, give to PM Relief Fund. Let them spend. There's propensity not to spend, pile up, and go to PM Relief Fund. There is a great damage being done to CSR fund.
Only for improvement in the villages, neighboring villages for projects, it will be utilized. But for utilization purpose, we cannot just go and do the work. In consultation with all these people only, the work will be decided, and accordingly it should be done.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. Only thing that now the board has to come into picture. If the particular official in the field is not able to sort out differences, the board must come into the picture. And board have independent directors. Their job is to withstand pressure. So the board, number one, today board is not phoning up. Board says you are GMCA, sir. You are GMCA, do it. No, but no, my passport is board must phone up. Yes, madam.
Sir, I have my opinion.
Yes,
If
yes.
the district collector is able to identify the needs of the particular district and these corporates or the PSCs are able to tie up with the district collector, or the government itself takes up a project of identifying the needs for those particular areas, will this not be solved? Because it
I
is true
think-
that corporates are trying hard, and unless the community supports whatever they are doing, it's either PSUs or corporates, the work will not move forward. And of course, the government also has to be, so it's all together. It's not one person's.
But there is one more danger. I thought I told you. Look at Schedule 7. They're all government works. Education, health, sports, everything government is doing. There's great risk of duplicating and wasting. Because you are company. You say you have to spend 2% as head extra. Okay? Get some education project. Maybe somebody is doing it already. Maybe repeating it. Maybe you are somebody cheating you. There's great risk of vigilance. Because you are forcing the PSU to spend 2% because that was.
No, to add on to this impact, now we are having more problem after the village communities. Because
Even private sector,
any project sites, wherever we are working, the MLA or the MP is normally bulldozers telling, you do this or I'll not, I'll
Yes,
stop your work.
yes.
So there
So
are
that,
incidents.
the act has created more problem than solved.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like,
really a big problem for us now. In fact, two of our work stopped and he said, okay, fine, you stop the work, that's okay.
so even they are facing the same
On
problem.
top, there will be a pressure to invest the amount.
And sometimes, sir, even we are responsible. Why? We create a expectation that yes, we'll do it. Suppose your work is stopped somewhere. I said, don't worry, I will spend money on it.
That's true.
I mean, you are also going out to, please them and temporary solution but permanent problem. So it's not a very, this act has created more problem than solved. Because people are doing things on their own, without any law. So maximum a DP guideline was enough. Law is very, pardon my saying so, it is I had no dissenter, but I was in government myself. When the act was coming, I had said, no, don't do it. It will create a lot of problem. It will open a Pandora's box, if I may say so.
Private people also, the law is beneficial because guideline, the impact of guideline, the guideline, statutory impact would be different. Private people not obey, what they are not doing. I have to do Northeast, that Wipro, Friendly Foundation. They are spending. That they are no model. That Vivekananda Vidyalaya in Arunachal Pradesh. I told what are doing. Now 3,000 teachers and staff they are paying all the things. The impact had not been their law. So my point is, as you tell correctly, the private company, where they are giving the money, Infosys Foundation, Sudha Murthy Foundation or something, they give the money to that and they get the certificate, we spend for CSR. Okay, Sudha Murthy Foundation or Madam Sudha Murthy may be doing a good job, but that is not applicable to all everybody. So the problem is with the big unscrupulous private companies, those who on paper get a certificate, we 2% we give. But in public sector, as you told, the minister force, I will not name the minister in that area, no, that steel minister, Mr. Burma. In that area, Banka and Gonda, you have to have a power plant. There is no coal, then not. I mean, something you have to do there. Steel plant, Santosh Mohandev in Assam.
I'll cut it short,
Yeah.
You see, the act has given cushion to private sector. Part 1 is compulsory, part 2 is optional. What is part 2? If you don't want to spend, just go to board and say I can't spend. Finished. So therefore, the compulsion on private sector is not there. But you can't do the same thing in a private sector, public sector, because they'll show, government will come and say, satisfied to me that my minister says, I want 2%, you will give 1%. Why? So ultimately, the PSUs are cornered unnecessarily. That's the point. Okay?
Thank you very much, sir, for I'm sure my participants would say that is a discussion that we really had, and sir is a very passionate
Yours too rough.